Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today for another pick a card video. For those of you that might be new to my channel, if this is your first time dropping by, welcome in. My name is Melissa, and today's topic is going to be your next career path or job, whichever one kind of comes through. So essentially what we're going to be looking into today is the next step for you in your career. This could be like the next job specifically that you're manifesting in as the energy stands right now, or we might end up just kind of getting what the next step on your career path is in general. I'm keeping it really open to interpretation so that we can just kind of see what naturally wants to come through for you. So this will be a great reading for anyone that's very career focused right now. I know that this is something that's top of mind for a lot of people in today's world, especially here in like Western society. We are definitely seeing a lot of interesting trends as it pertains to careers right now. So if you are curious to see what you are currently attracting in, then keep on watching this video. And keep in mind that this is based off the current energy that you are vibing on right now. So, this can change depending on what actions you may choose to take. So you're not bound to anything that's predicted out for you in this reading. You can choose to receive it if it's something you love, but just keep in mind that if you alter your path, then you can create something different for yourself. All right, so we are going to be working with 3 different decks for today's video. So starting here on the left, we have deck 1. This is the Urban Tarot, and we have some Tiger's Eye. Deck number 2 is the Chakra Wisdom Tarot with some citrine, and deck number 3 is the Modern Witch Tarot with some Aqua Obsidian. So I want you all to select the deck or the crystal you're feeling the most intuitively nudged to. So really try to choose with your gut instinct versus picking the one that you think is the prettiest because you want to allow your intuition to guide you versus just saying, ooh, I really like blue, so I'm going to pick this one, right? So once you all have selected the deck that's resonating with you the most, go ahead and check the description box down below. There will be a timestamp that you can click to skip ahead to your reading. See ya there. Hello there, group 1. If you guys did select the Tiger's Eye sphere, which is super beautiful, this is going to be your next stop on your career path or the next job that you're manifesting in as the energy stands right now. So I will be shuffling on camera with your selected tarot deck in just a few minutes here. We are going to start off by taking a peek into some oracle cards first. I really like to work with both tarot and oracle if you guys are new to my channel. And I've been really liking kind of kicking off our readings with oracle messages. So we're going to look into these first to kind of get the overall big picture themes of what you guys are going to be doing. And then we're going to use the tarot just to kind of get some more specific details and supporting messages here. So let's go ahead and see. Pile 1. We start off here with the message of Sun, Spirit. Okay, love this already for you. We have King. We have Artist. Okay, I love this for you, Pile 1. This is awesome. Okay, we have the message of Grace. And then we have the message of Trust. Wow. Pile 1. So what is next for you in your career? So the next role that I'm really seeing for you all is certainly something that I feel is going to allow you to feel like you're really living your truest, most authentic version of yourselves. We also have a number 1 here, which is making me think of new beginnings, fresh starts, starting off on a new path or a new journey. I'm also thinking of the Magician card in tarot, which has to do with manifestation. So I feel like this new path that's headed your way that you guys are calling into your life right now is going to be something where you feel like you are doing something that is really just in your element. It's something that you really thrive in, something that really allows your truest essence of yourself to shine. I do feel also, and this is kind of supported here by the Artist, that with the Sun coming through, this really speaks to creativity. this speaks to a role or career path where you are going to be in the spotlight. I feel like a lot of eyes would be on you. A lot of eyes would be on your work that you're doing in a really good way. I also feel with the sun a strong leadership presence here for some of you, which is further echoed here with the message of the king. So it really feels like this is some sort of a new beginning for you, pile one. And it's interesting too, because you guys chose a grounding stone, which is the stone of tiger's eye, right? This has to do with the root chakra and getting our feet firmly planted on the ground, you know, the foundation toward growth, the foundation for something new. So this feels like something maybe you guys have been working on for a while or manifesting in for a while that's finally going to start to like take root in reality for you. You know, the message of the artist here, we've got expressing a dimension of life that's just beyond the five senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. So again, like there's a very creative element to this role or this career path that you guys are manifesting in. It doesn't necessarily mean that you guys are painting specifically like that's depicted here and you're an artist in like the traditional sense. You know, artist can mean a lot of things. It can have to do with music. It can have to do with photography. It can even just have to do with there being some sort of creative element to the work that you're doing. Like maybe you get to create, I don't know, what's coming to mind? Maybe you get to create like content, right? Maybe you're writing content for a company, or maybe you get to, you know, create some sort of a system for the company that you work for. And it's coming from your own creative talents and your own brilliance that you hold within. You guys also have the king here. So this is certainly echoing the message of leadership that's coming through in the sun. This talks about enlightened, benevolent leadership benefiting those in your charge. So this is most definitely going to be a role where I feel like you are a leader. So for some of you, this can be talking about being like a supervisor, a manager, having direct reports of some form or fashion. For others of you, this can just be talking about you, again, kind of being in the spotlight, you being the leader of self. So if some of you out there are kind of like manifesting in a more creative type of career, or maybe you're manifesting in your own business or something like that, where you're not necessarily going to have people working for you in the true leadership sense, this is just about you embodying those qualities through self-leadership, self-management, and allowing yourself to shine. We also have some messages here of grace and trust. So I feel like these are really like reassuring messages for you, group one, that like as you are calling this into your life, and even when this is presented to you, right? Like, especially if it's something that is outside of your wheelhouse that you've not really worked in before, this is just talking about the need to kind of surrender and have faith that everything is going to happen for you the way that it should. Maybe for some, there could be a slight unpredictability element to this role, especially if you're in a more creative role where you're able to like, you know, produce art, or, you know, you're not working like the traditional 9 to 5 with a reliable paycheck every other week like most traditional careers would be. This is just about having faith and trusting in the process and trusting that all will work out for you the way that it's supposed to, that you need to just kind of allow things to flow, if that makes sense. Grace. This is about having grace with self, but also grace with others. We do have a group of people depicted here. So with this being right next to the king, you know, this could be talking about, if you do end up having direct reports, having the patience, the forgiveness, to be able to just be patient with other people, right? And also just having grace with self. Like this feels like a really light, happy energy, pile number one. So I think it's like, it's just wanting you to not be too hard on yourself as you're calling this in or when it's presented to you. So let's go ahead now and shuffle your tarot cards on camera so we can get just a little bit deeper insight into what this role is for you. So for pile number one, let's go ahead and get some clarifying messages here, please, Spirit. What is the next job or career path that's coming through for my pile one viewers? What else should they know about this opportunity that they are manifesting in? Let's get some deeper context here. Okay, so we've got the Queen of Swords, the painter. This is so funny, you guys. Such an artistic energy coming through for you. Next, we have the Princess of Cups, the costume designer, more creativity. Okay, and then lastly, we have the 10 of Cups. This is beautiful. I feel like you guys are getting your dream job or something. Bottom of the deck, we do have the message of the 5 of Cups of disappointment. So I do feel that there's definitely this undertone here for you, pile one, of like, as you're moving into this new opportunity, there's like maybe something in the past that you guys are working on. But I also think this could have to do with like this opportunity coming after a disappointment. And I also feel like this could have to do with the messages of grace and trust here about like you all really needing to make sure that you're focusing on the bright side of things versus the disappointment side of things, right? Like if you look at this image here and really with the 5 of Cups just in general, right? Like this is where like we have a lot of chaotic energy that's happened here. Like we've got broken china, we've got broken flowers on the floor, but we do still have 5 perfectly intact cups. So it's kind of all about how you choose to look at the situation, right? Like you guys could be coming out of something that was really destructive. We have the Wheel of Fortune underneath, which, you know, this usually has to do with the universe kind of throwing us a curveball that we weren't expecting. And so maybe there's something that happens that's kind of this undertone of you all being able to branch out and do this job. But you're going to really need to make sure that you're making lemons out of lemonade, if you will, and focusing on what you have versus what you don't have in order to feel successful here. So gratitude is important to this role and you being able to manifest it in. So, I mean, we just have so many messages here around like more creativity and art. I mean, literally the Queen of Swords is the painter in this deck. The Princess of Cups is a costume designer. So without a shadow of a doubt, you guys are doing something incredibly creative. You guys are creating something. We have more leadership here with the Queen of Swords. You know, so those elements that we were already discussing are just coming through here further with the tarot. I do feel that there is a lot of emotion tied in to this job for you, like a lot of emotional fulfillment that I see coming through here, because both the Princess of Cups and the 10 of Cups talk about that emotional fulfillment. Like I feel like you guys are really creating and doing something that you love to do. For some of you with the Princess of Cups, this could be like an online communication aspect of things where you're like talking with people. Queen of Swords is also about communication. So there could be an element of communication to this job that's important, especially too, both of these cards are blue, which makes me think of the throat chakra. We have the blue dress. But the 10 of Cups is so beautiful. Like this is making me feel like wherever you're at, it's almost like you feel like this is a family situation for you, which is very rare to find in work environments. So even though for a lot of you, this feels more like some sort of creative thing that you're doing on your own for work and you're kind of branching out and trying this, for some of you, this could literally have to do with a specific workplace environment and the feeling of this environment feeling like family. Or maybe for some of you, it literally is you working with your family, right? There could be that literal aspect to that interpretation as well. But there's a lot of people that I see around you that I feel you are bringing a lot of joy to, and they're in turn bringing joy to you as well. With the Queen of Swords here, this is a very like logical, intellectual card. And so I do think like, kind of going back to the message of trust here, like this can be a really analytical type of energy as well. So I think that you guys, even though you are doing something really creative, this is still going to be a role where you're going to be tasked with like thinking strategically, thinking logically, having a plan, being able to communicate clearly with others, and being in charge of what that looks like. So this is like really exciting for you, pile number one. I want to close it out by getting you an animal spirit oracle for advice. So let's just kind of see what you guys need to know as you are calling this manifestation into your life. What does pile one need to know as they're calling this career manifestation in? So we have the dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love, you guys. Like What a beautiful message to close this out with, because literally this career that's coming in for you is literally all about doing what you love. I mean, that's been like the prominent theme that we've been talking about ever since we began your reading. It's interesting too that like the number 19 reduces down to not 1 plus 9 is 10, which reduces back down to a 1 with the 0 in front of it. So it's like we had a number 1 with the sun energy underneath. A 1 with a 0 talks about like a new portal opening up for you, new beginnings. And so I feel like, you know, your advice as you're navigating through any career shifts or changes right now, as you're calling this into your life, pile number 1, be loyal to what you love. So what do you love to do at work? It feels like you guys have a really creative spirit, that you like working with people for some of you, that you like maybe to be in the spotlight, you know, so you're really being guided at this moment in time to tap in and focus on the things that you love. So maybe some of you are in a job right now that you don't love as much. I had some really good advice given to me from a previous leader where she told me like, you know, I was actually interviewing for a new job, and this leader told me, you know, I was worried about my old job and the responsibilities that I'd be missing there through going through the interview process with the new job. And she said, well, Melissa, she was like, your new job takes priority because this is the job that you want. And so I think you guys may want to adapt that mindset as well, right? Like, don't abandon any responsibilities that you have to a current role, but don't place as much emphasis on being as dedicated to that role if it's not truly what you love. Be loyal and give your time, effort, and energy to the things you love. All right. So we're going to close it out there for you, pile 1, but drop me a comment below and please let me know how this reading resonated with you. I always love hearing your guys' feedback in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye. Hey there, group 2. If you all selected the little citrine stone and the Chakra Wisdom Tarot, this is going to be the next job or career path that you're currently calling in and manifesting. So we're going to start with some oracle cards here so we can get a sense of the bigger energies that you guys are working with this new career path. And then we're going to dive into the tarot to get some specifics for you. So for group 2, starting off your reading here, we've got the solar eclipse revolution. So huge energy coming through there. We have servant. We have priest. Okay. We have energy. Okay. And we have glamour. Wow. This is really intriguing energy, pile number 2. So I want to start off with the center card here, which is the solar eclipse revolution. This is telling me that the next career for you all, the next job, next role, whatever it is for you, is going to be a massive change. And with the solar eclipse, a lot of times this change comes like really quickly and really unexpectedly. It's not something that we always see coming, right? So even if you guys have like an idea of what kind of career you're looking for or what kind of job that you're wanting to do or manifest, like you might even have a plan, but this is telling me that whatever's coming in next for you for career is like a huge shift, an unexpected shift. And it's making me feel like the job itself is going to be something that's incredibly different from what you all have maybe done for work in the past. So we do have the message here of servant, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. So I feel like this is talking about whatever role that you're taking is a role where you're going to be in service to others. This doesn't literally mean you're going to be a servant. It could mean maybe some of you are going to be like a server or doing work like that. Because for some of you, this could be an unexpected change where you end up needing to quickly like do work to get money, like being a server, right? Which people make a lot of money doing. But I see this really for more of you as like being the type of role where you're dedicating your time, effort, and energy to be of service to others. So this can be about you guys like providing services of some form or fashion, like it could be you working for someone else, but it's like think of things that you guys like to do to serve others. It could be things like hairstylists. It could be things like, I'm trying to think of some other specific career paths. Like what I'm really getting coming through for this with the priest card is like some sort of a spiritual service that you guys might be providing for other people, because the priest does have a very spiritual element to it, right? So for some of you, this could be like religious based. This talks about facilitating spiritual commitments and serving as a channel of spiritual energy. So it doesn't literally have to mean like priest in the religious sense. It could for some, maybe not for all of you. But it feels like this is about you all serving others through spirit. So this could even be people that are like doing, spiritual readings, like spiritual healers or Reiki or tarot card reading or, things within the spiritual community. We also have energy and we have glamour. The energy card, this talks about a light inside my fire divine. Energy fill me, make me shine. The glamour card also has this element of being seen, right? Of people noticing who you are, allowing the outside to reflect what's on the inside, if that makes sense. And so I do feel there is an element for you all of like being in the spotlight or putting yourselves out there with this change in a way that maybe you've not done before. Maybe for some of you have, but for others, it's probably going to feel different because of this big solar eclipse energy that we have at the heart of your spread. This could be an energy, speaking of you all being on camera, people seeing you, having a lot of eyes on you, right? Investing a lot of effort maybe into the physical appearances of whatever it is that you're doing, right? So like if you are going to be like in the public eye in some form or fashion, this could be about investing in your appearance, investing in, like if you make YouTube videos or something, you would invest in the aesthetic of your recording space, right? But I think this is also a deeper meaning of, seeing all of the realms of possibility that you do have at your disposal through serving others in a way that resonates with you. So let's now tap into your tarot cards and see if we can get some additional insight for you, Pile 2. So what else do my Pile 2 viewers need to know about this next shift in their career? What is the next job or career path coming through for them? What do they need to know about this energy? Okay, so we have the Star card. We have the Two of Cups. And we have the Six of Swords. Yes, you guys are helping people. Bottom deck energy, the Ten of Swords. Yes, this is about like helping people that have maybe hit rock bottom or having gone through a tough spot in their lives. For some of you, this can also be talking about you, right? Because the solar eclipse energy is very intense energy. So this may have like an undertone of like you're coming out of something that really wiped you out and fatigued you, right? But this looks overwhelmingly positive to me, pile number 2. With the Six of Swords, like this really speaks to being able to help people navigate troubled situations, right? So going back to like the priest with the servant energy, like you guys are going to be doing a job where you're helping others navigate through treacherous waters. Maybe you're providing advice, you're providing conversation, therapy services, things of that nature. There's also, there's like a little child here too. So maybe some of you have an element of working with children in this role. The Star also talks about being in the spotlight. The Star also talks about that healing energy as well. The Star is like when we're restoring after a really major shift or a really major change. And so I do feel like this is speaking about you guys and maybe any transition that you guys have gone through prior to this role coming through for you or this transition coming through. But this is also about you being a healer for the people that you're serving. This is also, again, about you guys being in the spotlight. There's a lot of light imagery coming through here. You guys are definitely going to have a lot of eyes on you, so be ready for that. Two of Cups. For some of you, I feel like this could be about a partnership opportunity. Like maybe in this job, you're going to be working with another person, a partner, a business partner, a friend, family member, loved one, something like that. But I think, again, this also speaks to you working with people and being of service to other people and building those connections and relationships with others. So what I want to do for you, Pile 2, next, I want to close it out with an animal spirit oracle card, just so we can get you a little bit of guidance or advice for you to just be mindful of as you are calling this new career path into your life. So we have the koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. So this is telling you guys to not stress right now. If you've come to this reading, I feel like you might be definitely having career transition on your mind, right? And the koala spirit is basically telling you that you want to just kind of try to lean back and trust in the universe, trust in the divine timing of things to come for you. I'm really being drawn to like the third eye area that's being highlighted here. So if you guys are having any anxieties around your career path right now, this is something that Spirit is wanting you to release. I'm also thinking about how, like, don't laugh at me, but I'm also thinking about how koalas, they eat eucalyptus. And so like sometimes when you look in their eyes, they look kind of high because they've been eating these plants. I don't know. I saw it on TV once and maybe it was just like a joke, but they were joking about how the koalas looked like they were high because they were eating these plants, these eucalyptus leaves. But I'm also wondering if this is Spirit telling you to find a way to kind of soothe, not in an unhealthy way, but I feel like they're wanting you to take care of your anxiety through some sort of like self-soothing measure. It could even just be talking about like focusing on your health, mental health, spiritual health, physical health as well, as you're manifesting and calling this into your life. I also think too, with the third eye being highlighted here, if you guys did resonate with the spiritual aspect of this reading and providing spiritual services to others, I do think that they're wanting you to continue to strengthen your third eye and your psychic gifts as well. So let's go ahead and close it out there for you, Pile 2. Definitely let me know how this message resonated with you in the comments down below. I always love hearing your feedback. Thank you guys for taking the time to view this video, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello there, Group 3. If you guys selected the Aqua Obsidian Heart with the Modern Witch Tarot, this will be your reading all about the next job or career path headed your way. So we're going to start off by channeling some messages from these oracle cards, and then we will be shuffling your tarot on camera. So for Pile 3, we start off with the Saturn return, age. We have the Femme Fatale. Okay. We have the Prince. I feel like I've had these cards come out together as a duo before. Interesting. We have Passion. Okay. And we have Divine Guidance. Okay. So career for Pile 3. What is next for you? So, pile number 3. I feel like for your career path, you guys are about to come into a time period where things might feel a bit challenging for you. I feel like a lot of you have an idea in your head of a certain type of career that you feel really passionate about, something that you're feeling really creatively inspired about, or maybe there's this feeling of wanting to grow or climb the ladder. there are a lot of messages here that have to do with power as well, both in the femme fatale and the prince. And both of these energies are giving me kind of like hustler energies. Like if some of you guys work in like a corporate environment, I'm getting very like working to climb the corporate ladder vibes from this reading, which is not a bad thing. But the reason that I say that it's going to feel challenging is because of the Saturn return energy here. So Saturn return is, Saturn is like the lord of karma. It's a karma planet. So Saturn return usually happens to us a few different times in our lives. Like typically the first Saturn return comes when we're like in our 20s, like late 20s. You have another one again, like in your 60s or so, right? And this is because it's talking about like the time it takes for Saturn to orbit. But anyway, I say all this to say, it's like, this is about responsibilities. The Saturn card is like the dad of, Saturn's like the dad planet of the zodiac, okay? So like, this is like, you guys are having to like leave behind any sort of like childish energy or playful energy or lackadaisical energy. And now it's about like, I gotta work. I've got to put in the work to get to where I want to go. So I feel like this next path for you is going to be very much about you guys like working to build a solid foundation for yourself. And in order to do that, this is where this kind of hustler energy is coming in. So whether it's like this is a job or a specific career path for you, it's going to be different for everybody watching this, but this is the type of thing where you guys are having to like really be good at talking and connecting with people. The prince talks about romantic charm and potential for power. When I think of a prince, I think of someone that's really good with their words, really good at building relationships, really good at schmoozing, networking, like connecting with people in a way that gets you where you need to go. The same thing here with like the femme fatale energy, right? This is about like using your power of seduction or your power of persuasion to be able to get the results that you need, okay? This feels like it could be like a very business-oriented reading for pile 3. Like you guys are in a business world where you're needing to like get sales, build relationships, talk and build with a lot of people, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be. But this is making me feel like this is about you guys like maybe having a stepping stone here with this particular role to get to the next. Because here where it talks about reach the sky, rise passion, rise up high, inflame my purpose, reach the sky. This is making me feel like you guys are getting into this role to be able to aspire to something more, something higher than this role in the future. We also have divine guidance. So I feel like this is about you guys, as you're moving through this job, this stop on your career path is like, I feel like this is about you guys really being attuned to your spirituality as well, right? Like you're really listening to the universe, paying attention to the signs that are being given to you. Like there is an element of using your intuition with regard to this job. And I also think that this is a bigger message of divine guidance, of divine timing as well. Like you being at this place is part of your divine path toward reaching your ultimate goals and achievements. This could also be talking about you guys providing guidance as well to others. Through this role in some form or fashion, like doing some sort of consulting. But it definitely has like kind of a strict energy here because I'm looking at how like the arms are crossed in this card. And there's definitely there's definitely an element of strategy here. And like not totally showing your hand because we've got like flowers behind the back. We've got the face covered by the fan. So this is definitely going to be a job where like you have to be very strategic, but also very good with like winning people over with your charms. Okay. So let's pull. I'm going to pull a few more messages here for you, pile number 3. So what does pile 3 need to know about this new career path that they're manifesting in. More messages for pile 3. Yeah, strategy. So we have the 5 of Swords. Okay. We have the Queen of Cups. And we have the King of Wands. Bottom deck energy is the 3 of Cups. So there is like this element of like community and people. Connecting with people. There actually also could be like, I know that this is like talking about a strictness that I was picking up on, but like I also feel like with the 3 of Cups that there could be some fun elements to this job as well. Like there could be a lot of like gatherings or events or like networking events or company events or even just like fun things that you guys get to participate in with this job, right? But with the 5 of Swords, there's definitely this element of like competitive energy here, but it's like kind of, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, I think that this is kind of like a slightly cutthroat environment that you all could be going into, right? Because the 5 of Swords has to do with like, it's like a battle that no one wins. You know what I mean? Like this person has all these swords. Everybody's walking away disappointed. And they're like, well, what am I going to do with these swords now? Like, why did I even win those? It doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? So I would just watch out for that. You know, this could have to do with like the environment that you're working in versus like your energy specifically, pile number 3. But with kind of these like more strategic energies, I'm not really surprised to see a card like the 5 of Swords. I also think with the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands here, there is an element of leadership. So for some of you guys, like you could be like in a leadership role. I also think this could be talking about you needing to take the lead in doing what you guys need to do to get ahead. You know what I mean? And that could be what this 5 of Swords is about. Like maybe you guys identify more as like a Queen of Cups sometimes, where you can be like really emotional and empathetic to others. But it's almost like you're needing to do what you guys need to do to be able to get ahead in this specific role that you're calling in. I do feel that there's like an emotional connection to your job as well. The Queen of Cups can also be like a therapist kind of card in a way, where it's like, you know, if you guys are working for a company, I could see this being like you're the person that people like to go to like talk about their problems and things like that. But I also just see this as like you guys being emotionally connected to the work you're doing and also passionate about the work you're doing with the King of Wands. There's definitely going to be a big leadership element to you guys having this job. So let's go ahead and pull an animal spirit message for you, so we can leave you with some advice before we close out your reading, pile 3, sorry. So as my pile 3 viewers are calling this in, excuse me, I'm sorry. What guidance or advice should they know? The snake spirit. Time to heal. Bottom deck energy, we have a rebirth is assured with the bat. This is interesting. Hold on a second, pile 3, hold on. Sorry about that, you guys. I needed to grab some water. So your advice, as you guys are calling this in, is the message of the snake spirit, time to heal. So this is interesting because I feel like whatever is going on for you guys in career, not only is Spirit wanting you to know that there is a new beginning that's coming for you, a rebirth, quote unquote, I feel like they're really wanting you guys to focus on like yourself, right? So if you guys are currently in a job, maybe this job that we're calling in next for you is at the current place that you guys might be working in. Maybe there's been a lot of competitive energy for you to be able to call this in for yourself, right? So Spirit is wanting you guys to kind of like take some time out for yourself, and focus on forgiveness from whatever may have happened in the past and releasing that and letting it go. When I think of a snake, snakes can be like really defensive animals. And the reason that they're so defensive is because they're vulnerable, right? They get a bad rap. I'm not a huge fan myself, but I do understand that most snakes are just like reclusive animals that just want to be like left alone. And it's only when you kind of scare them or creep up on them unexpectedly that they strike, right? So I say all this to say, I feel like Spirit is wanting you guys to work on being more vulnerable with yourself and with others as it pertains to work. Being more forward about what it is that you want, being kind and compassionate with others. And I also feel that there's a message here about growth, because when we think of snakes, they shed their skin because they're growing. They outgrow their skin, right? So I feel like there's a need here for you guys to focus on the growth mindset and being able to shed the old skin and grow into this new role, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I just went on a whole tangent there, but yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and close it out there for you, pile 3, but definitely let me know how the message resonates with you in the comments down below. I always love hearing from you all. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.